I'm from Nekota and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Ken Godler and I'm from Australia, but I'm part Fijian from Rugby, and I love listening to Today FM Rocks.
For the best music and less talk, we tune into Today FM in National Village. Today FM rocks.
My name is Inai Ali and I'm from Ba, and I love the big breakfast on Today FM. I just love it and hope you love it too.
My name is Jay from La Paz. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Naushin and I'm from Sambeto, and I love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and this is FBC News. Tonight, Prime Minister expects trade benefits from Australia-New Zealand tour. Draft copies of village bylaws out tomorrow. And disaster resilience talks take centre stage. Prime Minister Bainimarama expects trade benefits from his recent visit to Australia and New Zealand. Bainimarama hailed the visit a success, saying it has strengthened bilateral ties. Ritika Pratap reports.
Fresh from his official visit to New Zealand, Prime Minister Bainimarama says he covered a range of issues, bilateral, political and trade.
Some talks on defence cooperation and of course some visits by the patrol boat. There was some talk on rugby, on sports. Of course we want to take advantage of the offer put forward by Honourable Foreign Minister Makali.
New Zealand Prime Minister John Key says he is aware of Fiji's position on PACER Plus and believes that there are good reasons for Fiji to join this important regional agreement.
But PACER Plus, everyone knows our stand on PACER Plus. But there were other things that we talked about, and as I said, we've been very successful visit.
Fiji has called for a review of PACER Plus negotiations to bring great economic benefits to the Pacific. Bainimarama believes his visit has helped improve relationships with two of our most important trading partners. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Fiji First Party leader and Prime Minister Bainimarama has ruled out any coalition with other political parties in the 2018 general election. Speaking exclusively to FBC News, Bainimarama says there's no talk of a coalition because no other party has policies which align with that of Fiji First. Bainimarama even claims the National Federation Party now is not the same as the NFP of old.
I think the National Federation Party now is a racist party. That's why they all in the cane fields because of the vote of the Indo-Fijians. Their policies are totally at the extreme levels.
The Tauke Affairs Ministry will circulate the first copy of the draft village bylaws tomorrow. This has been confirmed by Permanent Secretary Naipote Katoni Tambua at the Thai Level Provincial Council meeting at Nausori today. Savara Tambua has more.
It's news most villages have been waiting for, getting to see the proposed village bylaws, which has 20 guidelines. Permanent Secretary for Itauki Affairs, Naipote Katoni Tambua, says all village headmen will receive copies by end of next month and time will be given for consultations.
We will need to visit the whole of Fiji, discussing the content of the village bylaw that they would like to have in each village. It will not be a standard village bylaw for every village, because each village will have their own interest, own focus of which customs that they would like to protect or safeguard.
First consultations will begin the end of next month and will take about 8 months. Katoni Tambua is optimistic that before the next financial year, they will have a fair idea on when to implement the village bylaws.
The basic message there that when you come into the village, you need to respect that village bylaw. We have our own freedom, but when you're going into the village, there are issues that the village would like to protect or maintain, and you need to respect it.
Two penalties for anyone breaching the village bylaw include cash fines or doing chores in the village. Sabira Tambua, FBC News.
Reducing the impact of disasters on people is at the core of this year's Pacific Resilience Week in Suva. Minister for National Disaster Management, Ines Serurato, says the region has witnessed some of the largest recorded cyclones in history, with many Fijians still reeling from the impact of Tropical Cyclone Winston. Kelly Vavala reports.
Disaster managers from 15 Pacific Island countries, risk reduction experts and humanitarian response partners have come together to help create a more resilient Pacific.
We have learned a lot from previous disasters, and of course we want to continue to improve and do better as well. And on that we are working together with the agencies in Fiji, including the non-government organizations, international organizations, so that we can improve in the way we do delivery.
I think it's true that because of the Pacific's very vulnerability, the Pacific has had to work hard to respond to the challenges.
Head of the United Nations Office for Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, Sunik Goodnit, says there is always room for improvement.
However well we prepare and however resilient we become, often there is a need for a very sort of surgical intersection of capacity, funding, expertise to really save lives and livelihoods very quickly.
The Pacific Resilience Week is a joint program of events focused on strengthening disaster management in the Pacific through meaningful partnerships. It's meant to ensure the region can better prepare to respond to and recover from disasters which we are vulnerable to. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
More than $1 million has been allocated for groundwater assessment and development for people living in rural areas. This has been revealed by the Minister for Land and Mineral Resources, Fayaz Koya. Koya says having access to clean, safe water for people is one of the government's key priorities.
This is to alleviate water supply problems in rural areas and with little or no access to proper water supply. A new initiative of the ministry is the reticulation of productive boreholes to provide clean and safe water from the ground through borehole to the people.
Coming up on FBC News, Yandua villagers do not want underwater breathing apparatus to be banned. And Diwali fever takes hold. Stay with us.
Number 20 ng Bula FM en usur. Bula FM number 2 en ser.
Bula sia puni ba lambasa na ko Vila Meritivi Bula FM number 2 en ser. Talita itu ngai lambas.
Bula FM number 2 en ser.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. People on the island of Yandua and Vanua Levu do not agree to the banning of the use of the underwater breathing apparatus from the end of this month. Eleanor Tarangaivu reports these villagers make a living from diving for sea cucumbers and beach demur.
Only a few days remain for the ban on the use of UBAs or underwater breathing apparatus will be enforced. For a small island community like Yandua in the district of Vuya in Boa, this isn't good news.
Here at Yandua, the sea is our main source of livelihood, mainly diving and fishing. Fishing depends on the weather, but diving for beach dimmer is our main source of income.
The UBA, while dangerous, helps divers harvest beach dimmer in large numbers, and this adversely impacts spawning and stock recovery. Northern Fisheries Officer Epeli Tawake told the people of Yandua the ban is intended to help protect the beach dimmer stock.
Not a lot of things can grow on our island. If we ban scuba now, where and what do we turn to?
If it's implemented, I guess we'll have no choice but to go to the mainland, Viti Levu or Vanua Levu, to look for jobs.
Villagers are urging government to think of them before implementing this policy.
There is a plan to build a hotel in our island. We are asking the government to give us time until then, just so our livelihood is not affected.
The ban on the use of UBAs comes under the beach dimmer policy, aimed at protecting our beach dimmer and sea cucumber as they take years to restock. Yandua Island is located about 3 hours by boat from Nambowalu. Eleanor Turangaiwil, FBC News.
Indian naval ship Sumitra is on an official visit to Fiji. One of the newest vessels in the Indian fleet, the Sumitra is a modern coastal and offshore ocean patrolling surveillance ship. Defence Minister Ratu Inoke Kumbombola was invited aboard for a tour today.
We need to take advantage of the capacity building offers that has been made by the Navy of India.
Diwali isn't complete without sweets and savouries adding to the festivities. Getting into the spirit of things, Fiji Broadcasting Corporation's Hindi radio station Radio Fiji 2 organised a Diwali Thali competition. Pranita Prakash reports.
Listeners of Radio Fiji 2 created enticing dishes, Indian delicacies synonymous with Diwali. First prize winner, 60-year-old Anita Shandil from Dombati Nasinu spent a week preparing 27 different savouries.
I am very happy to win the competition. My husband used to help me.
Second prize winner Ajesh Nimala also opted to go healthy this Diwali.
I was awake all night preparing my dishes, so I'm happy, I'm glad. I made different types of juices, blended it. We take like fruit juices, so it balances our eating styles.
Veteran Radio Fiji 2 personality Nur Jahan says the competition provides an avenue for people to display their cooking talent. Taste, presentation and the health aspect is considered during judging.
During these kind of competitions, it gives them a self-esteem, more self-confidence, and a lot of them have started like catering from home. So it's, like it goes far. It's not only Diwali competition. It has a very good effect on their day-to-day lives also, and they feel proud.
FBC radio stations have also gotten into the Diwali spirit with decorations in their respective studios. Diwali will be celebrated on Sunday with a public holiday to be observed on Monday. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Sodalpa leader Rotemu Mukepa has today issued a statement calling for the resignation of Fiji Broadcasting Corporation Chief Executive Riyaz Said Qayyum. This follows the comments in FBC TV's program Wasir Basha. Roland Karoy reports.
Said Qayyum, who has been out of the country before the issue arose, says the company has already issued a very comprehensive public apology on the matter through Wasir Basha producer and presenter Nemani Mbainivalu. The apology was publicly released on social media last week and was also read out by the producer in Itoke, Fiji Hindi and English on the Wasir Basha TV show.
As producer and creator of the show, I take full responsibility for this, and I would like to assure all viewers of Wasir Basha that I did not mean to be deliberately malicious with the content of my show against any individual or group.
The CEO says the FBC apologizes for any unintentional hurt some content of the show may have caused. He says the very unfortunate choice of words by the producer is in total contradiction to the intention of the FBC as a responsible public service broadcaster, and that the producer was expected to have behaved in a more responsible manner.
The FBC has always been the first, and in many cases, the only media organization in Fiji to champion the cause of national unity and common identity. The FBC has trailblazed in the area of nation building with shows like I Love Fiji, Successful Fijians and Fijian Smiles. The new national catchphrase, I am proud to be a Fijian, was born within the walls of the FBC.
The FBC started an internal investigation about the matter last week, which got underway with the suspension of Mbainivalu. Said Qayyum says at no time has FBC deliberately promoted any ill will towards any person or group. The CEO says, in fact, the FBC has, since its inception, been at the forefront of nation building. Roland Karoy, FBC News.
The Fiji National University Student Association elections officially ended today. More than 30 candidates contested for 15 positions. The Fijian Elections Office, responsible for conducting the elections, says this was the first time elections were conducted on a single day. The Fiji Corrections Services yesterday donated over $3,000 to the Prime Minister's Disaster Relief and Rehabilitation Fund. This is in addition to $15,000 that was earlier donated to the government's Adopt a School initiative. Deputy Commissioner of Corrections Joe Kulindilo says the money was collected from the sale of artwork and paintings at the Stronger Than Winston art exhibition held in August. The donation was received by the Prime Minister, who thanked the FCS for their continuous efforts to assist with the rehabilitation. Now with sports, here's Jamie with all the very latest.
Thank you, Jackie, and good evening. In sports after the break, the war of words begin between the two forces. And Winston Hill ready for Pacific showdown. This and more coming up.
मैं जुगे नंबिलो तालिब से रेडियो फीजी 2 24 घंटे मेरे साथ साथ रहता है।
हम मंगेरे ताहुआ के ललेश है। हमारे दिल में और दिमाग में खाली रेडियो फीजी 2 है और सभी भाइयों से आग्रह करते हैं कि रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनना चाहिए।
मेरा नाम अभिनेश है, मैं निंदी का रहने वाला हूँ। मैं सभी समय रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनता हूँ क्योंकि उसमें आईना प्रोग्राम रहता है।
हाय, मैं उमेश नसासा नाबुआ से। मैं जब भी सुना रेडियो फीजी 2 सुना। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
The Fiji Rugby Union will select a local coach to lead the team into the Australian National Rugby Championships next year. FRU head coach John McKee says a majority of the players will be chosen from local competitions. Vasil Prasad has more.
John McKee is excited with Fiji being part of Australia's NRC from next year. He says in the first year, Australia Rugby Union will nominate a manager for the team who will help FIU to oversee things.
There'll be a manager for that project and leading up into the first year's participation to make sure that everything is organised really well, and then from then on the FIU will take over the management of the Fijian team.
While McKee will be the main man in charge of the program, he will select a local coach for the team next year.
The NRC will be the same, but it will have its own coaching staff. Probably a head coach and 2 assistant coaches from the local coaches.
The side will be made out of the local players playing for the provincial teams in Fiji. However, McKee says there is a chance for overseas-based players to be part of the team.
Players who are like Ben Volleyball would be an example. Instead of playing Mitre 10 Cup, it would be much more beneficial for Fiji Rugby for him to play in the NRC and get to work on our game style leading into November.
The 2017 NRC kicks off in August and finishes in mid-October. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Police Force and the Republic of the Fiji Military Forces have squared off ahead of the annual Sukuna Bowl showdown. Both teams adamant they'll win the coveted title next month. Speaking at the launch earlier today, RFMF Chief of Staff Colonel Litia Seruiratu said it'll be a game the police rugby side will never forget.
The Fiji military has been chasing the Sukuna Bowl for 2 years now, and Strategic Command Chief of Staff Colonel Litia Seruiratu says they will do whatever it takes to win the title.
Our team will be victorious. Working together as a team, teamwork makes our dream work. We will fight for every inch and we will never take anything for granted. We will approach this game as if it would be our last time on the field, on the day.
RFMF team manager Major Apollos Aveve says it will all come down to the team that maintains discipline throughout the match.
The Fiji Police Force, but at the end of the day, the mission for the RFMF is to bring back the Sukuna Bowl to QEB.
Defending champion Police has accepted the challenge, and Chief of Operations ACP Rusiati Tundravu says they will do whatever it takes for the Sukuna Bowl to remain in Nassova.
We are facing the champion of the world on all the international games in the terms of the defense competition. We are facing them this year. So they are the world conqueror. We are just here in Fiji.
Although both teams are talking it up, we will only know on 24th November whether the prestigious Tano travels to the Queen Elizabeth Barracks in Delenambua or remains in the Police Trophy Cabinet in Nassova. The match will be played at ANZ Stadium in Suva. Meli Tabanga, FBC Sports.
6 local boxers will represent Fiji in the clash against Papua New Guinea in Suva this weekend. Although PNG is the boxing powerhouse of the Pacific, Fijian boxers are not counting themselves out. Vasnil Prasad reports fans have been promised an exciting showdown.
Fiji's Olympian Winston Hill and his team are ready to take on the Boxers from Papua New Guinea in the Pacific Showdown this Saturday.
We expect nothing less from Papua New Guinea but the best, and it's something that we're going to push to. We're going to give our best and look forward to a good outcome.
All eyes will be on Hill. Being an Olympian and undefeated in the local arena, the 23-year-old is expected to throw some heavy punches this time around.
We've sacrificed a lot, and we're looking forward to this weekend's event. Looking forward to PNG coming down and getting a good show on.
5 other boxers have been roped in for the clash. The team led by coach Napoleon Taumepeau has been working together for past 2 months.
I'm very excited to watch how they perform, because this is a development squad, you know, leading up to the Vanuatu mini games and then from there on out. So we're really going to be watching these fighters and how they perform.
These amateur boxers will have a lot to prove and could be potential for the mini Pacific Games in Vanuatu next year. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
17-year-old weightlifter Eileen Vikamatana continues to grab trophies and recognition after winning Fiji's first gold medal at the International Weightlifting Federation's World Youth Championship. The Levuka woman was awarded the championship's overall female best lifter last night. Vikamatana is the first Pacific athlete to win the trophy. She competed in the 69-kilogram category and won the gold medal in the clean and jerk with a lift of 122 kilograms and a bronze in the total lift with 215 kilograms. Fiji Blue women's volleyball team defeated Solomon Islands in the Oceania zonal competition at the Vodafone Arena in Suva today. The host exposed the Solomons in all areas, winning 3-1. Fiji Blue played short balls against the Solomon Islanders, who could not react quick enough. Earlier this morning, the New Zealand men's team beat Solomon Islands 3 straight sets. The Fiji Black men's team is currently playing Solomon Islands. Meanwhile, tomorrow we'll see the 3 favorites, Fiji, Tonga and New Zealand, battling in the Phase 1 of the World Men's 2018 qualifying tournament, where the winner will go on to the Phase 2 qualifying tournament in Australia next year. That was sports for this evening. It's back to Jackie now with business.
Customers of Carpenters Finance, a division of Carpenters Fiji Limited, now have access to a business centre that was opened today at Suva's MHCC. General Manager Alok Mishra says the expansion in the hub of the capital city offers all their services. The hours of the new business centre are from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week.
The concept of business center was last year when we started opening new branches, and we opened in City, Omeka, then Nosori, Ba, then Sabu and Lotoka. No, sorry, Nandi. So this is our 6th branch, business center branch.
Conditions were generally sunny and warm across the country today. Looking at the temperatures, Ba was the warmest centre at 33 degrees, while Mombasa followed at 32. The rest remained mild, whereas Sabu was the coolest spot at 28 degrees. And for tomorrow, sunny conditions are likely to continue around Fiji. Our further outlook, we're looking on to Friday. Sunlit skies are predicted to be the weather trend for the nation. At sea, southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. And recapping the main stories for tonight, Prime Minister expects trade benefits from Australia-New Zealand tour. Draft copies of village bylaws out tomorrow, and disaster resilience talks take centre stage. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. On to our poll question, this week we are asking, is the school zoning policy working? To answer, visit our FBC website. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Spate. Good night.
Yandra! I love listening to Gold FM at Golden Point Resort. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hola, my name is General from Rugby Village.
I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic.
I'm Moses from Value. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Marida Manako. I'm from Kandavu. I like listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Silipa from Tavo Town. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.